Hello and welcome back. So today we've got a Pokemon collection. This was my personal that I found going through some storage boxes back when I was, I don't almost want to say, in elementary school, middle school time frame, somewhere around there, where we used to play out on recess and stuff like that, throw down a good old game of Pokemon, and these are some of the cards that I found that I still had in this old little binder here. This bad boy is from back in the day. So I figure what we'll do is we'll start pulling a couple of the cards out, kind of taking a peek at some of the old ones, sleeving them up, because from it being in storage, some of the actual the sleeves themselves, like the front portion, got a little on the wrinkly side. So I figured it's time to swap out binders. So looks like we've got good old Ditto here from the Fossil set. I don't know. I think a lot of the Pokemon cards that we've got from older sets, newer sets. I mean, the artwork's changed a lot. I don't know. I mean, I think this is very interesting. We've got first edition Fossil here, the good old Hypno. But I think right now with the large demand that's out there on the market for Pokemon cards is making it really difficult. I mean, from what I've heard, a lot of suppliers are having issues with, dude, look at that, NT. Not too shabby. It looks like the foil part's a little bit on the scratched up side, and looks like we got like a little scratch down here in the bottom portion. But overall, not too bad for how old it is. We'll start pulling some of these guys out here. So we've got ourselves a Haunter here. That doesn't look too shabby. It looks like a little scratches there on the foil side of things. But as we're getting back to the market for the Pokemon, the demand is high. A lot of stores, I mean, even just the actual Walmart, Meijer, Target. We got a non-foil Ditto here from the Fossil. They don't have too much on their shelves. A lot of the stuff, especially more of the ETBs and some of the actual trainer boxes and stuff like that. I know the actual one of the, I think it's still kind of on the newer side of things for the set. The Kanto boxes have, I want to say, 10 of the XY Evolutions booster packs in it, and that bad boy has gone up in price like nobody's business. So that one's just flying off the market just because everybody's chasing down that Charizard from the XY set, and it's making anything else that has an XY pack of the Evolutions in there just extremely valuable. And the booster boxes, I think last I looked online, they were sitting around, I want to say almost at $500. Check out that Golduck right there. And that's driving up the individual pack sales. I mean, individual packs loose are over $10 now. I haven't checked more recently to see if anything's changed or if there's been even more of a spike where the prices jumped above $10. But I think that for the most part, a majority of the sellers are sitting anywhere between the $9 and $10 range on average per pack. Ghastly there. So far, I mean, we've got a few foils, and then looks like most of the cards in this set here, I haven't been opening, as you can see, like the pages and stuff like that are just sticking together. So I haven't opened this guy up in a long time, and surprisingly enough, I mean, the cards are in good condition, even though the actual sleeves themselves, or I should say the pages, have that bubbling / wrinkle to it. So that's quite interesting how they've done that over time, that kind of that wrinkle has formed on there. Looks like there's a little scuff there on the top. But other than that, the newer sets coming out, still a lot of the Rebel Clash I've seen on the shelf, and Darkness Ablaze, a little bit on the the Hot Topic there, that bad boy is sold out. And then we've got Vivid Voltage that's coming up. That one right there, I want to say gets released on the 13th of November. And that one is, for the most part, already like skyrocketing. I mean, even, it's not even out. I know some of the actual stores and stuff like that have done some pre-release, more so like videos and stuff like that, kind of like almost like a spoiler, just to, do some box openings. But I don't believe any of the stuff's on the market as of yet. Everything's more in the pre-order phase, is what you could call it. Let's see if we can get some of these guys opened up, split up here. There we go. All right. Not too bad. So, I mean, for so far with these guys sitting around for almost, I'd say probably like 20 years or so, they're not doing too bad for being in the packaging here. I mean, some of them, a couple little scratches and stuff like that, but for as old as they are, they're not too bad condition. But I think even on some of these, I mean, the centering, from looking at a few of them, are off a little bit. They're not in the greatest condition for, I would say, grading. But, I mean, they wouldn't really rock out a 10, but I think just for as old as they are, they probably could get a good maybe 9, 9.5. And so on some of these, the foils, for the most part, are not the greatest, just because of those scratches. I think that would just totally tank the price on there, just in, chalk it up as more of a light played, where that one NT's got a lot of scratches on it. I mean, that would be more of a heavily played / damage. So we can get some focus there. There we go. Like this one's got even like some spotting along the side. Let's see, we got a couple more guys here. Good old Kabuto. Not too bad. But that's one of the big things that I've been working on. I know we're about 7 minutes into the video here, and if you stuck around this far to get to this point, there we go, we got a first edition fossil here. Just a good old common, but nonetheless, a little first edition action there. That one's actually got some pretty good centering on there. I'm not really seeing, looks like, any real scratches. Check out the back here. Damage in the bottom corners. That stinks. But I'm working on putting together and getting my business license, as well as a wholesaler's license, or I should say reseller's license, so that way I can actually work on getting into the market of selling trading cards. And I believe my first one that I'm going to be going after is going to be the good old Pokemon here. So I think that's going to be my niche into starting with the good old trading card hobby shop. So that's one of the big things that I've always wanted to do, and never really had the capital to really get it off the ground running. But I think with the little bit of hard work that I've been able to put in over the last year or two, see if we can get this to focus a little better. There we go. I think that I've got a little bit saved up that will be just enough to get us off the ground running, and actually to make a dent. So I think that's something that I'll put some more videos coming up in the future here, talking a little bit more about getting the shop together and getting things going. And I've already made a Facebook page that I've had running for just I would say, a few weeks now, of more pictures of different things that I've started to invest in, different products that I've gotten into. And I think that right there has got a good starting. But I'll also work on getting a website going and start listing products that we'll have for sale and available for everybody to purchase. So we'll still have stuff that I'll review for investment side of things, but we'll also start creating some more content for the actual purchase of stuff. I ran out of sleeves. I gotta snag some real fast here. All right. There we go, back at it. So, check out some of these cool trainer cards here. Liking the Gambler here. So, overall, these fossil ones are looking pretty decent. I mean, more of these, I would say non-hollows that even when I was young, I actually took pretty good care of these cards. That is surprising nobody's business, because back in the there's Mr. Fuji. Back in the day, I used to play a lot. I mean, I would put the decks together, and we'd have some good games going with the friends that lived in the subdivision, the kids up at school. So there was a lot of gameplay that was done back in the day, without a doubt. But with that game store going, some of the pictures that I have started to post, I've got a couple of the Champions Path Elite Trainer boxes. I've got a couple of the Kanto boxes. So I'm going to get those going up on Facebook. Anybody can message me, hit me with a good old DM, and then let me know if they're interested in any of those. I'll put some pricing and stuff like that, and we'll go from there and kind of use those products to kind of get things going. So I got, this bad boy's got some damage on it. Look at that, up in the corner. Brutal. But not too bad for being 20 years old. So some of the old style, and especially it being a foil, it's got a little bit of that. Let's see if we can see a little, if it wants to focus some more. There's that little bit of warpage in there, just from being boxed up. But a little bit of damage on there. But I haven't looked into the foreign cards on the Pokemon to see if the different languages and stuff like that from back in the day are really, for the most part, worth anything, have any value to it, or is just everybody still chasing after like the English version, and that's, you know, more so the better market for the cards. But I got a couple of these guys in here from back in the day. And we're almost done with the collection here. So I'd like to thank you guys for sticking around this far if you got to this point. If you haven't done so, please hit me with a good old subscribe. And give me a thumbs up on this video. If you start liking the good old Pokemon content, as well as Magic, this channel itself is going to be focused on all trading card games. So as stuff comes out in the future that starts to take a better foothold, I know Force of Will is another big one that's coming out, right? Or to say, yeah, I think, no, Fate and Blood. Fate and Blood is the next big one that's coming out. They've got 3, I want to say, sets now, with kind of following in the Magic the Gathering kind of shadow. And they have their, more so like their alpha, beta, and now they're coming out with like the unlimited version. So they're going to be actual reprints of what the initial sets were, but it's not going to have the same type of cold foiling and the same type of cards as far as how they were printed. But the graphic, or I should say artwork, and everything's going to look the same. It's just going to be a tad bit different in how they box it up compared to the initial. So all in all, we've got some decent old school cards here. Not too shabby of a old storage box find in the house here. Thanks, guys. I'll talk to you later.